Historically, we had started, we traded as an unlisted business, in various sectors for about 15 years prior to listing. And, one of the main reasons why we basically decided to list our company was obviously to access the capital markets. I think property at the moment, particularly in South Africa, is doing extremely well. The returns are good, and I think the investor appetite is definitely there. And I think that was one of the things that certainly attracted us as a management team. The bonds that we've issued at the time offered a far competitive pricing model or cost of debt than the traditional funding that you would have got from banks. So it was quite opportune for us. We've got a registered bond market, a bond program of about 2 billion. We have used up, I think, 4 bond issues of that 2 billion to date, but we're still well within that 2 billion rand bond program that we have approved by the JSE. Significantly so. I think we listed with 20 properties when we listed in November 2012. We have since grown the portfolio from 20 properties at listing in November 2012 to over 80 properties in just over 2 years. I think we have been very well supported by investors. I think the timing of our listing was quite opportune. I think the property sector as a whole has raised quite significant amount of capital to obviously deploy for acquisitions. So I think from a liquidity perspective and having access to capital, I think the timing was right, and the JSE has definitely enabled us to raise quite a bit of capital. I think we've raised close to about 3.5 billion rand in the 2 years that we've been listed. It's quite exciting to be not only involved in the index in terms of the JSE overall, but within the property sector as well. We also have the SAPI, which is the South African Property Index, which certain funds focus purely on those 23 property stocks that are in that index. I think that certainly adds to the liquidity of the stock and gives investors the ability to trade quickly in and out of the stock. I think it's extremely important for a fund like Delta to remain as part of the index. I think it hasn't really changed. I think we've had significant shareholder support. I think institutional shareholders have supported us very well. Our top 3 shareholders have not really changed over the period. Management still holds close to 10% of the fund. The type of people that invest in property, particularly because we play in the sovereign underpin or / government or quasi-government assets, we are very sector specific in terms of the type of properties that we buy. So the type of investor that would ordinarily buy Delta is a type of investor that is looking for long-term leases, good growth in terms of escalations, certainty of income, because as a property fund we distribute our profits twice a year, once at half year and once at full year. I think the quality of the management team is important. The regulations that the JSE basically requires listed companies to adhere by is very, very good for entrepreneurs. It gives us structure, and it gives us a very clear purpose in terms of how we can operate. We don't lose sight of the fact that we are handling public funds, and it's important that transparency, accountability all forms part of our daily jobs. I think you need to be prepared to basically open your business up for scrutiny. You need to be very, very sure of your strategy. You need to be, as an entrepreneur, prepared to basically field questions from your board shareholder base. I think it's no longer a close-knit shop, and you need to be able to take constructive criticism from your unit holders, and you need to adapt. I think in my mind, most of the businesses that succeed are businesses that are able to adapt very well with the changing economic environment that people operate in.